What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center. And in this video, I am going to do an all signs reading. And we're just going to, I'm just kind of just free flowing here. This was unplanned. So I don't really know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I haven't even thought about it. I just hit the record button. I turned everything on, I hit record, and here I am. I have no idea what I'm going to pull or what I'm going to look at. Just felt like I wanted to hop into, get myself back into the swing of things here. I've been absent for a few months. Wasn't really sure, and I've made some other I've talked about this in other videos you can find on my channel that are not reading specific. In other words, I'm not doing any tarot readings in those readings. I'm explaining things, give everyone an update because I really want this channel to be something different than it was before. You know, I had a channel before and it got wiped out last September in Mercury Retrograde, no less. We just started Mercury Retrograde, and this is actually probably what this will be, is a Mercury Retrograde reading. And then obviously I felt a little deflated because I worked my ass off for a year to get my channel started, to get it to the point of where I got it. But I also realized too that it really wasn't, I wasn't connected with it really. I was just doing it it felt like a chore. I wasn't staying true to myself. And so in essence, the universe did me a favor. It's like, hey, you know what? This isn't what you wanted to do. We're going to take it away from you because we're going to do you a favor. If you're not going to do this the right reason, then you don't need to do it at all. And I actually agree with that. So my higher power, my guides, whatever, the universe did me a favor by taking my channel away. So here I am, back in black, literally, back to do this the way that I feel that it really should be done, in a way that hopefully will empower us as the collective to get the outcomes we desire and not just listen to predictions, future outcomes, predictions and forecasting and fortune telling and all of that, right? Let's take our power back. Let's actually create the lives that we were meant to create by utilizing the power that we were given as creators, as the magician and all of that, right? So, what are we going to do? What is this reading about? So I'm going to do two things in this reading. Okay, we're going to look at certain things. We're going to see predictively, because it is important to know like what to expect or what the energy is here to kind of teach us. I feel like most of the people who watch tarot know what Mercury retrograde is about, right? Astrologically speaking. Now things get very generic because there's so many tarot readers out there who are just kind of like, they hear a little bit about something, and so they acquire that knowledge, and then they just regurgitate that knowledge on their channel about what that thing is. And so they're just doing what other readers are doing because they see the success that other readers are having. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm not here to criticize or judge what other tarot readers are doing out there, right? And that's cool. There's a place for that. And I watch those readers, obviously. So I'm contributing to they're putting their time, energy, and effort into those readings just like I am. And that's, there's an audience for that. But what I want to accomplish here is we're going to look at what to expect so we have a heads up. But I also want to look at what we need to do. And that's the thing that I don't see a lot of, honestly. A lot of it's predictive. It's like, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. What we don't hear a lot about is, well, what am I supposed to do? what part do I play? What part do we play in getting a result? Okay. And that to me is more important than anything else, because you are the only thing that you can control. It doesn't matter what the moon's doing, what the Mercury retrograde is doing, what the sun and the planets and the astrology and the blah, 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 blah. All that shit doesn't matter. What matters is what you're doing with your life, because you are the only thing that you can control. And at the end of the day, if tarot was outlawed and it was all taken away and you could never have another tarot reading again, and the internet blew up and you could never see another reading, do another reading, have another reading, no access to the cards or whatever, you would still be just as powerful as you've always been, right? And in my opinion, that's where we need to grow and evolve to. We need to start taking ownership of our power, taking responsibility of our life, and start utilizing this tool the way it was meant to be used, not as just fortune telling, what's going to happen, but how can this tool actually benefit me? How can it change my life? How can it teach me what I need to do to get a result? How many of you would rather get the result than keep listening to readings about what might happen? And you're just sitting there hoping, wishing, well, maybe it'll happen. Maybe my person, maybe this job, maybe the money, maybe my twin flame, my soulmate, my ex, or this person or love will come to me, right? Wouldn't it be better to have the thing and enjoy the thing and live with the thing and experience the thing and move on and have your life and go on to better things, right? Isn't that the purpose, right? The purpose is to get the thing so you can move on and have a better life and enjoy the thing. I think so. That's what I want to focus on, right? So kind of moving forward to the best of my ability, I'm going to focus a lot more, or at least half and half, by diving more into what we need to do. What is our part? What part are we playing in this? What do we need? What is our responsibility in getting a result? Of course, I want to know what's coming up too, because sometimes we need to know. If there's a bomb or a landmine or something out there. There's the bridge is out, right? You're coming around a sharp turn in your car and the bridge is out. It would be nice to know that the bridge was out so that I don't drive off the side of the road. Right? I need to know if there's hazards. I need to know what the obstacles are. I need to know what I'm up against. That's fair. And if you can know, why not? Right? Why not know? Why not utilize the tool to know if you can know? But we got to be careful, because sometimes we start to lean or rely too much upon this tool as a crutch. And then we start to give our power away, and it becomes a god or a golden calf, which I've talked about in some of these other videos on my channel recently. The most recent ones that I posted that don't have actual reading. It's just me talking, giving commentary, and trying to teach you guys how this stuff really works, right? So, with that being said, now that I've talked for almost 10 minutes here, let's just get into the predictive thing, because that's the easiest part. So I'm going to start off with some oracle cards here, and I'm just going to I've got a few over here. You guys can't see, but I'm just going to grab things, because again, this was unplanned. So I'm just going to throw some cards, and whatever comes out, we'll just roll with it. All right. So what do we need to know as a collective for, we'll just say, the next 30 days? It's April 1st, 2024. Happy April Fool's Day. The next 30 days. What do we need to know? Money, love, relationships, spirituality, doesn't matter. Anything. All right, so we got door to value. Okay, so this could be money. Could also be related to love. We also have the woman holding a heart. This is essentially the equivalent of the Queen of Cups card. But obviously I'm using an oracle deck. We have the thinking man. This is the equivalent of the King of Swords. So we're going to put that there. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the yin and yang. The numbers 22, 46, 44, and 31. We have two master numbers. We have 22 and we have 44 here. So those numbers may have some significance to you, maybe, maybe not. So the yin and yang is all about balance. It's about the masculine, the feminine, positive, negative, the dark, the light, the known, the unknown. It's everything having to do with duality here. And it's really about balance here, right? So the fact that this is coming out is telling me that, and it's at the bottom of the deck. So this is the underlying energy, or the things that are not necessarily apparent to us, things that are kind of running behind the scenes that are affecting us in a profound way. We're just not very aware of it. We're more aware of the surface level energy, as they call it. The cards that come out that are not at the bottom of the deck are things that are typically the things that we focused on or are affecting us in a very direct way. Whereas the cards at the bottom of the deck typically have to do either with like kind of like the overarching theme of things, right? They'll say it's, they'll call it the underlying energy or the subconscious energy, or there's lots of different ways or titles, maybe, I guess, that different readers will give to the bottom card. And it's all relating to the same thing, right? And again, we're talking energy here. Everything is energy. So the door to value. So we're going to take a look at this in just a second, but let me get some more cards out on the table, and then we'll get a bigger picture of everything. And then it helps me as a reader kind of get a feel for what it's all kind of like what it's trying to tell us here. So let me get 3 from this deck here. So we have optimism, intuition and manifestation, and we have deception in reverse. Okay, yeah. So I'm starting to get it. And then we have hidden motivations at the bottom of the deck here. Okay, so I got a powerful stream of downloads that just hit me like a freight train when I just pulled these. So, just so that I don't forget, we'll attack this energy real quick, and then we'll continue on with the read. So for some of you, not all of you, it really just depends. There's really two groups of you out there. Okay. Some of you guys will relate to this woman holding a heart energy. Again, it could be literally, you could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, thinking man energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, right? Some way, shape, or form, that could be a part of it. It doesn't have to be. We're talking collective energy here. Now, for those of you, so for a small percentage, I want to say maybe like 10%, maybe 15% of you, you'll identify with what I just said in a very literal way. Your astrological sign is either a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or you are watching this and you are a Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Okay, but that's going to be for a very small percentage of you. For everyone else, it has to do with this yin and yang card. Okay, I'm going to pick it up and just kind of show it here. That's right, the yin and yang card. Now, the yin and yang is the head and the heart. So we have the head and we have the heart, right? So it's a balance act. And it's interesting too, by the way, I just want to point out that the card underneath this is deceit. So we have deception in reverse here and we have deceit here. So that's a confirmation of something that we're going to get to in just a minute. So the message here in regards to what you guys are needing to know about Mercury retrograde is many of you guys have been pursuing a type of energetic value. Okay. Now, again, we're talking energy. let me grab the card here. The doorway to value is whatever it is that you value most. If love and romance and relationships are what you value, what you're searching for, what you're desiring, that's the main thing that you've been wanting to manifest in your life, whatever, then obviously that is your doorway to value. If it's money, if it's literal, tangible money, then that is the doorway to value, right? So it's this card is like a wild card in Uno. It stands for whatever you want it to stand for. What is valuable? What is most valuable to you that you're seeking that you don't have in your life, that you've been waiting for, you've been watching these tarot readings for, right? Whatever that thing is, that's what this doorway to value card is about for you. But here's the catch. All right. The reason that you've been struggling in acquiring or obtaining this, and there's two groups of people here. Group one, the reason that you haven't got what you want, and I feel like this for group one, it's those of you who've wanted love and romance. The reason is because you have been so in your heart and your emotions and your feelings and your desires that you need to balance your head more. You need more logic, more practicality. You need to be able to see patterns. You need to be able to see why you've been attracting, bad partners in your life, why you keep attracting the same thing, or why you keep repelling the same thing. Why is it that you have not been able to attract or acquire the type of love relationship that you desire? Because that's what you value. Right? And that's the thing that you've been longing for that you haven't acquired yet. So the yin and yang is the answer. It's telling you need to balance your head with your heart. And until you learn to be more practical, more logical, more aware of your patterns, maybe some of you guys need to learn more about the opposite sex, or learn more about yourself, or all of the above. Get a mentor, learn maybe about attachment styles, whatever it is that you have a blind spot is what I'm trying to say here. You have a blind spot, and the blind spot is there because of an imbalance that you have within yourself, because you're lopsided. You're so much in your feelings about things that when someone comes along, you see that person through rose-colored glasses. You fantasize, or you project, or maybe you see the potential in that partner instead of seeing who that person really is, right? You project a fantasy on them. And so this Mercury retrograde is asking you, this energy, okay, let's take the title off of it. The energy that's happening, and we have an eclipse coming up, right? So whatever you believe about Mercury retrograde, whatever you believe about the eclipse, whatever you believe about spirituality, whatever you believe about tarot, whatever you believe about energy, or whatever, right? Whatever you believe about anything having to do with what we're talking about in this reading, because that's what you're watching. You're watching this reading. Whatever your beliefs are, the bottom line is you're too much in your heart, and you need to balance it with your head, right? There's what's called the Heart Math Institute in California, and they scientifically research heart and brain coherence, the balance, the connection between the head and the heart, bringing these two things into coherence and alignment to essentially create and have these profound effects in ourselves and in even in the world around us, but on a scientifically based level, not a woo-woo spiritual far out there level, right? So we can't just be all heart and no head. We can't be all head and no heart, which brings me to the second group of people. Some of you guys on the other side who haven't, like, so we have the group 1, you guys are the ones who want love. Just to clarify, just to be crystal clear. Group 1, you guys are the ones who want love and romance. And Spirit is saying you need more, you need to get more in your head and get a little bit out of your heart and get a little bit more in your head, because you're giving yourself away, you're giving your power away, you see life through a rose-colored lens, and you attract, you keep having this. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result, attracting the same type of people and thinking that you're going to get a different type of outcome, right? And Spirit's saying, no, you have to start learning to be practical and logical. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Some of you people who are watching this reading, and I'm guilty of this because I relate to this, by the way. I'm more of the heart people. I'm here with you guys in group 1, by the way. We've been deceived by people that we've given our power away to, because we believed in their potential and not who they really were. And 2, we've deceived ourselves because we projected a fantasy onto those people that those people were like, dude, that's not who I am. But okay, cool. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like an ego boost that you think so highly of me, like, but it's in the back of their mind, they're like, gee whiz, if this person really knew me, they'd be like, whoa, like probably not attracted to me anymore, right? So I'm with you guys on that, okay? So that's group 1, the love people. The group 2, you guys, on the other hand, are all logic. You overthink. You think yourself into all the problems you have. You overthink. You're stressed out. You're anxious. Your mind never stops. Everything is logical and practical. And you're so worried about either screwing up or effing up or getting hurt and all. It's all logic. You have no heart. You don't trust your emotions. You don't trust your feelings. You don't trust your gut. Your heart is blocked. Your heart chakra's cut off. And it doesn't matter whether, what you value is money or relationship. It doesn't matter. But you're too logic heavy. You're too driven by your logic and your reasoning, and you need to balance it with your heart. Okay. So that's what this top row is saying. So it's twofold. It's giving you the outcome, but it's also giving you the advice in the outcome. So the outcome is saying, hey, what you desire is only possible through balance. And it's available to you, because if it wasn't available to you, the energy wouldn't be on the table. So it's saying here that there is an opportunity for what you value to become available to you, whether it's a relationship or whether it's something logical and practical. But the bottom line is what's at the bottom of the deck is, again, it's the underlying energy, the things that are not necessarily apparent to us or necessarily within our conscious awareness that are still influencing us, even though we're not consciously aware of them. It requires balance on our part. And when we don't have that balance, then there's deception, because the deceit card is there. Right? Now, on a more literal level, some of you have been are having or you have been having or will be having or are experiencing, that was a mouthful. And that's what she said. Have gone through a deceptive situation. Someone lied to you, whether it was a past person or a current situation. There was deception, there was deceit, there was lies, there was betrayal. Okay, or someone's not being honest, past, present, or coming up here in the near future. Only you will know. I don't know that much yet. So let's move down here to the bottom row. Next, we have optimism. Optimism is for everyone. It's saying, hey, look, no matter how bad or how crazy or how difficult or how unchanging things seem in your life right now, we need to remember that everything is energy, everything is vibration. So if you focus on negativity, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to you're creating more negativity by focusing on negativity, right? And the longer that you allow negative energy to exist within you, then that negative energy is what's manifesting outside of you, and it's what's being drawn to you through the law of attraction. So Spirit is saying you need to raise your vibration, because that's what optimism is, right? Optimism is raise your vibration. Let's get into a positive state, right? Get out of your negativity, get out of lack mentality, get out of fearful thinking, anxiety, self-preservation, doubts, fears, insecurities, ruminating, vacillating, anger, bitterness, resentment, hatred, depression, woe is me, victim mentality, entitlement, on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You have to find a way to interrupt that pattern of negative energy and get into positive energy. Now, I'm going to be completely vulnerable with you guys. So I'm going to let you in a little secret of mine. What do? When I feel bummed out, I feel sad, I feel that kind of low energy or heavy energy, and I just kind of want to crawl in my bed, feeling depressed, F life, screw life, this is stupid, nothing matters, nothing makes sense, it's dumb. You just find yourself in that woe is me energy. Whatever the situation is, whatever the case is for you in your life, right? Well, I'll get on, Instagram, and they have all these hysterical, spiritual, they're little clips. They're about a minute long, maybe not even that, like 30 seconds long, of these spiritual memes, like my higher self, and there'll be like an Alex Jones clip or some, it'll be like a Donald Trump clip, but they're funny, right? Like they're spiritual. Like somebody turned it into a little video of like my higher self trying to teach me a lesson, and it's like Alex Jones like screaming or something, like there's all these little funny things, and it just makes me laugh. Or I'll get on social media, and there's this dude who runs around through Central Park in New York, and it's like a fart prank, and he's got like this little, I don't know what he's got something that he holds, but it sounds like a real fart, and he just runs around and he's like farting in public. It's super cheesy, it's super immature. I know, I get it. I'm a guy, like whatever, boy humor, but for me, it makes me laugh. Now, you guys might have something else. You guys might watch some other thing. You may have some other thing that you go to. What is your go-to that makes you laugh, and you just can't help it. And the minute that you start laughing, it changes your vibration, right? You were down here, you were sad, you were depressed, you were bummed out, woe is me, life sucks, and then boom, you start laughing. Instantaneously, you're up here. You raise your vibration, right? Those are my go-tos. And I know when it is. It's like, man, I'm starting to feel that kind of dark, heavy, gloomy energy come over me. And especially you highly sensitive people out there know what I'm talking about. Those of you out there that are spiritual, highly sensitive, and you feel everything, you know what I'm talking about. And it's because you can get bogged down really fast with intense energy. And we've had a lot of that over these last, 4 years? So, I mean, since COVID to the present, it's just been and I know it's happened before that, but just in my personal opinion and in my personal experience, ever since COVID, in the last 4 years up to the present day, so we've just been pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded with just intense energy, politically, religiously, astrologically. It's like we're just, everything is just getting so intense, right? So we need to have something. We need to have something to raise our vibration here. Get back to the reading. This optimism card. You have to have something to be optimistic about. And this is a very real general thing. Spirit's saying some of you, and I'm just gonna tell you what Spirit's telling me. Don't shoot the messenger, or you can, I guess, if you want to get offended and you want to. I don't care. Whatever. If you want to get pissed at me as the messenger, I don't care. Whatever. You can always click off the video. It doesn't matter to me, right? I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell you what I'm getting. Spirit's saying some of you just need to be optimistic in general. Some of you have gotten so pessimistic in life. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. All I have is this, and all I'm going to have is that, and the same shit, and the same person, and the same this, and the same that. The Spirit's saying, some of you just need to be optimistic in general. You've just gotten into this habit of being pessimistic about everything in life. And I don't say that insensitively, okay? Sure, the how do I want to say this? The temptation is to believe that things are going to be the same when they have been the same, right? If you have the same thing happening again and again and again and again and again and again and nothing ever changes, then of course, it's very tempting to believe that nothing's ever going to change because nothing has changed, right? But Spirit's saying, time out. Wait a minute. That's not true. Your optimism is what's going to change it. It's like, but I have nothing to be optimistic about. And Spirit's saying that's the pattern interrupt. That's why you have to be optimistic, right? Because now we have to take our power back. And I talk about this in some of the videos I posted recently. When we take our power back and we take control back of our lives, then we interrupt that pattern. So instead of believing that life is happening to us, like, oh my God, it's just going to keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. We're the victim. Life is happening to us. Spirit's saying, no. When you can find a reason to be optimistic and you change your state, even though there's no evidence, nothing's happened out here, right? The cause and effect hasn't happened yet because we haven't created it yet. That's the magician energy. You want the world outside of you to become optimistic, you have to become optimistic first. It doesn't work the other way, but that's how we've been trained. We've been taught, oh no, until something out here, something outside of me makes me happy, then I can't be happy. I need an excuse to be happy. Spirit's saying it's the other way around. You have to become happy when there's no excuse to be happy. Like, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I know, but on a spiritual level, it makes total sense. Because you have an imagination, right? You have the ability to go into the invisible world, see it, feel it, create it, imagine it, embody it, go into those places of meditation and get lost in it and say, this is my life. This is my life. This is what I want. This is what I will have. I will not settle. I will not fall back. I will not bow down to anything less. I will not lower my standard. I will have this. I will have this. I will have this. This is my life. Not out here, not the bullshit and the chaos and all the stuff out here that, who cares about that? I'm going to create something from within me. I'm going to find that thing within me. I'm going to create it. It's going to become so powerful and so real to me that it has to become real out here. And that's what all the spiritual teachers teach. Jesus, Neville Goddard, Wayne Dyer, Mahajama Goja Maganjago, whatever that guy's name is, the Yoga Honda, all the dudes, man, like all the people, I can't pronounce their name. You know who I'm talking about. It's all the things, the law of attraction, spirituality, being the magician, being the creator. The power is within us. And then when we own the power as the magicians, then we create our reality as a result of the power. When we give our power away, then we are victims to the things outside of us that we feel we can't control. It's the illusion. It's all just an illusion. The matrix, it's just the illusion. We don't think that we're in control. We are in control. That's what's happening here. Everything I just said falls also into the next card, which is intuition and manifestation. Who is the magician? We are the magicians. So whatever you want that you value, which is here, intuition and manifestation, your optimism is what needs to fuel your manifestation. Let me say that again. Your optimism is what needs to fuel your manifestation to get the things that you value. That's how this works. And don't buy into this bullshit of Mercury retrograde is just happening to you. You know, the Mercury retrograde is going to come in and it's going to, it's going to kick your ass and throw you down the stairs, and people from your past and your technology and your communications get like, we start to believe that, oh my God, it's Mercury retrograde. So like, let's all go into our little, our bomb shelter and hunker down and get underneath our beds and put our hands behind our, oh my gosh, the tornado and the bombs are coming. It's Mercury retrograde. I'm powerless. Listen, all forms of energy that exist in this realm are here to serve you. All forms of energy that exist in this realm are here to serve you. Because if you and me, we weren't here, then what would be the purpose of having that energy? It's the old saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it make a sound? What was the purpose of that saying? Well, the purpose was this. It's saying the whole reason for sound, regardless whether a tree makes it or not, whether it's a tree falling in the wilderness, whatever, the whole purpose of there being a sound, the reason for the existence of sound implies that there was something that was going to be there to hear it, to perceive it, right? If there's nothing there to hear it or perceive it, then that sound has no meaning or no reason or no purpose to exist to begin with, right? Am I right or am I wrong? So let's use that same logic with this Mercury retrograde shit, right? If we were not here, if we did not exist, would there be a purpose or a reason for there to be a Mercury retrograde? Who would it affect? Who would be affected by the Mercury retrograde if we weren't here to know that there was a Mercury retrograde, to know that a Mercury retrograde would even affect us, right? So my point is that energy is not just here to happen to us. That energy is here for us to leverage for our good. But we're not taught that because the spiritual community isn't talking about that. Because most of the people out here in the spiritual community, and I'm not throwing stones or being judgmental, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. One, yeah, and I went there and yeah, I said it. And two, they're powerless people who are still halfway in the matrix themselves. So they're teaching people out there, oh, the Mercury retrograde's going to come and do blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, the Mercury retrograde works for me, mother effer. You need to stand up and be the real gangster and be like, listen, the Mercury retrograde works for me. That's how this shit works. I put that shit to work. I make the Mercury retrograde work for me. I put that shit to work. I'm going to make this energy work for me and my good. And and that doesn't mean that we don't need to respect it, right? Just like gravity or just like the tides, right? Like you don't go out to the beach or the ocean and there's rip currents and you're like, oh, I don't care about rip currents. And you get in the water and you get sucked out into the ocean because there's a rip current and then you could drown, right? Like we need to respect this. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful or to sound arrogant. I'm just keeping it real. We need to respect the energy, but we also need to understand that energy was here for us to use, not for us to fear or like, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde. What do we do? What's happening? Again, it's powerlessness, right? That's what all this is saying. Intuition and manifestation. Everything that I'm saying in this reading, by the way, is intentional. There's nothing that I'm saying that's just me saying it because I have nothing better to do with my time. Actually, I'm writing my second book right now. What I should be doing right now. But I felt like I needed to be on here doing doing these readings, or at least this one tonight. I felt motivated to, led to do it. So, but my point is I'm not just doing it just because I have nothing better to do. I actually have a lot of other things I could be doing. So, the next card we have is deception, but this card came out in reverse, and then we had deceit on this deck as well. Excuse me. So I'm going to put this yin and yang card over here to the side because the deception card here and the deceit card here, the deception card here in reversed and the deceit card here are two different decks, but they both came out. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have hidden motivations. So we have a little trifecta of quite a few different things here. And I'm going to try to go through it very quickly because the reading's gotten kind of long now. So really quick, the first thing, the practical thing, just, the common sense thing. Some of you guys obviously have been dealing, whether in your past, whether it's something you're going through in your present, or whether it's something that's coming up for you in the near future. Whatever it is, there's been deception, there's been lies, there's been dishonesty, whether it's work, money, job, business, whatever. Okay. So that's, people have been hiding things. They've been hiding their intentions, their motives, but it's coming to light because this one is in reverse. Deception is in reverse here. Deceit is not in reverse there, but it's at the bottom of the deck. And because it's at the bottom of the deck here, it's saying it's something that's kind of been there for a while. In other words, whether it's you, whether it's another person, whether it's a situation, whether it's a job, whether it's a boss, a family member, whatever, only you guys will know what that is for you. But whatever it is, it's saying it's been there for a hot minute. In other words, it's not new. You probably know about it, or you probably, at the very least, you've been sensing it. And this is your confirmation for some of you. Most of you know about it. But this one, the deception here in reverse, is saying whatever it is, it's coming crystal clear to light. No questions asked. It's coming to light. It's all exposed. Now, for some of you, and this is probably more of a smaller percentage of you, this actually had to do with self-deception. In other words, there were things that you believed about ABC, XYZ, money, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, religion, politics, family, yourself, insecurities, doesn't matter. It could be anything. You were deceived about that thing. In other words, you believed something that wasn't true. It was a story. It was a narrative. It was made up. It was just bullshit. It wasn't real. It wasn't true. It was completely fabricated. It wasn't real. It didn't exist at all. It was self-deception, self-made. It existed up here only in your mind. That's why it's called self-deception. And you're seeing it now. And it's tied again to this hidden motivations card. There was something within yourself that was hidden that's now being revealed to you. Like, oh my gosh, I see my pattern. I see how I screwed that up. I see how I was wrong about that. Maybe you blame somebody for something that they didn't do. Maybe you thought a certain situation happened and it didn't happen that way. Maybe you thought somebody did something with somebody and they didn't do that thing. Maybe you believe something about yourself that you realize that wasn't true. I'm not like that. Or maybe you found a confidence within you. Like, hey, you know what? I used to think I was stupid, lame, dumb, fat, ugly, unlovable, not good enough, ABC, XYZ. And then you're like, you know what? I stepped into my power and I stopped believing that bullshit. You know what? I am good enough. I'm not perfect, but I'm not Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie, but I'm not super ugly. I'm a good person. Like, I deserve love. I deserve health, wealth, and everything anybody else deserves. And I'm willing to put forth effort to get it. Right? So wherever you stand in any of that, of whatever I just explained with all of that there, because there's a lot here. It's very few cards, by the way. And I had intended, because I have a whole bunch of cards you can't see over here off the side of me on it's a little side desk I have. It's crap tons of all kinds of cards, right? I had intended to pull more, but this was the core message. And I feel there's a lot here for those of you who have ears to hear the message. That's why you're here. If you found this video, you were meant to find it. That's how this stuff works. Okay. So let's take a look at the advice. The advice is the part now where you're responsible. Just to be clear, this is where you're responsible in how this turns out for you. Good, bad, the good, the bad, the ugly, or whatever. So if you ignore this part, if you don't do your part of this, then hey, you can't blame anybody. You can't blame the universe. You can't blame God. You can't blame your ex, boyfriend, girlfriend, your partner, your parents, your job. You can't blame anyone but yourself because you ignored this part. This is the part where you are responsible and you have to take 100% accountability for this part of the reading. Okay. So what do my viewers need to do? What do they need to know? And what do they need to do to get this optimistic and positive outcome during Mercury retrograde? So the next 30 days, give or take. Okay, we have the divine masculine. So the divine masculine is tied to the balance energy here, this balance card. And I'm just telling you what Spirit is saying. This doesn't just mean divine masculine. It's standing for something bigger than just what we typically think of as the divine masculine, or like that's usually used for like twin flame shit, right? Like we think about it like that. The divine masculine means finding the divine masculine, the leader, being the leader of your life, being strong, being secure, being grounded, being practical, being logical in the matters of the heart and in the matters of the head, because that would be balance. So let me summarize it and say it to you like this. It's time for you to become the leader of your life. That's the divine masculine. When you're taking 100% responsibility and accountability for your life, you're in the divine masculine. Okay. It's the serenity prayer. You can, I used to have it memorized. I don't really have it anymore. It's God grant us the ability to understand the things we can control, and the things we can't control, and give us the wisdom to know the difference. That's a very, very, very brutally terrible interpretation. My paraphrase. But it's the serenity prayer. Just Google serenity prayer and you'll see what it really is. That's what this is. Because the whole prayer is about help me understand what I can control and what I can't control, and give me the wisdom to know the difference, which is balance. Give me the wisdom to know the difference between what I can control. And what I can control comes from the balance between my head and my heart. And when these two guys are working together the way that they need to, I'm in balance here. And everything changes in life. And so I don't want to repeat everything I said in the reading, but it's a repeated message throughout this message. The next thing is the matrix. Look at there. We were just talking about it. And again, we're talking about what we need to know, what we need to do, what we need to understand as in terms of our responsibility during this retrograde. Well, many of you think that you're not in the matrix, and Spirit is saying, you are. Now, you may not be in the political matrix. You may not be in the religious matrix, but Spirit is saying you're in the matrix in terms of your powerlessness. In other words, it doesn't matter what you think you know. If you embrace any form of powerlessness, if there's any part of you, pick an area of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, politically, religiously, culturally, whatever part of your life. If there's any part of your existence where you feel powerless and you're giving your power away, that there's an external power outside of you that you reside in, that you rest in, you're plugged into the matrix. At the end of the day, all the matrix is powerlessness. It's you denying your power as little g God as the creator, as the magicians of the life of life. We are the creators. We are the collective consciousness. We are the quote unquote little g gods. We are spiritual beings having physical experience, right? Any form of powerlessness is you being plugged into the matrix because you believe that there's some system of control, there's something outside of you that has the power to create, to be, to do, to something that's controlling you, right? It's a choice to believe that. And that's what the matrix is. It's a decision. It's a paradigm. It's a false neurological association. It's a story that you tell yourself about power, how powerless I am to change a certain area of my life or areas of my life, whatever it may be. That's a matrix. Okay. Now I get it. We typically think of the matrix as just the sheeple out there, the unawakened people who haven't had a spiritual awakening, that are just living the 9-to-5 life, and they're not tapped in, tuned in. They don't believe in spirituality. They don't, they're not. That's typically, we judge people being plugged into the matrix because they're still going. Their life is based on what they've been taught, what they've been programmed, indoctrination, conditioning, and all that shit. But it's deeper than that, right? That's one matrix. That's true. That's one level of the matrix, but there's different levels of the matrix too. There's a lot of people out here who are spiritual on YouTube who say that they're disconnected from the matrix. And I listen to them like, no, they're still plugged into the matrix, because I can hear by the things that they're saying and the things that they're teaching that they think that they're powerless. That's them being plugged into the matrix, right? You take the red pill, power. It's red, power, the divine masculine. Blue pill, passivity, asleep, victim, right? That's what that's about. Now, moving on. The next card is manifestation. This is the magician energy. You have the power. Everything that we've been talking about this entire reading boils down to this. Manifestation. Well, whose responsibility is it to manifest what you want in life? I can't manifest what you want in life. I'm not you. I don't know what you want. Only you know what you want. And if you're not willing to manifest what you want out of life, then you have to accept responsibility that you may never get it. And that's a vicious reality. That's the matrix. That's you having to go, hey, you know what? If I don't take and guys, again, I'm saying this very direct, because again, this is me. This is the new channel, right? Like how I did things in the past with before, when I was just being like every other tarot reader on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't me. I wasn't being true to me and the message that I felt was within me and the way that Spirit wanted to communicate through me to all of you. And I know some of you, it may be very intense. It may be very direct. It may not be enough fairies and unicorns and, well, it's not very nice and blah, blah, blah. I get it. My channel is not going to be for everyone. And I'm not here for everyone's likes. I mean, it's free. You can watch it. You don't have to watch it. You can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. I'm here for those who want to change their lives, who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. That are desperate and like, hey, you know what? I just want to be happy. I want love. I want wealth. I want abundance. I want to create. I want to make a difference in this world. I want to believe that this world can be something better than it is. I want to believe that my life can be better than it is. Those are the people that I'm talking to. The people who are like, yes, yes, and amen, right? This is the card. This is us, all of us, myself included. I'm preaching to myself here, even though I know that I'm sounding very intense and passionate, and that's okay. Sometimes we need that. We are the magician. It's time. April 1st, 2024. This is a timeless reading. If you find it and it's the year 2030, maybe I'm not even alive anymore. Maybe this channel is just it's like, man, this dude made this back in 2024. That was a long time ago. Maybe you're stumbling upon it. And you're like, but there's something about this that resonates. The message, the takeaway here, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Jackpot. Now, this deck is a deck that I created for myself. This card is the same as the 10 of Pentacles in tarot. You get it all. You won the lottery. You get the wife, the kids, the house, the money, the Ferraris, the fame, the fortune, the this, the that. Whatever it is that you want, that's your jackpot, your door to value. We started with the door to value card and we're ending with the door to value. It's the same energy. This jackpot, and look, it's crossed. It's crisscrossed. It's up here and it's crisscrossed down here. The yin and the yang. If I take this card and I lay it right here in the middle of the table as the middle card, almost like we're playing checkers or something. Door to value, crossed by the yin and yang. It's two sides of the same thing. Energy is energy. Abundance is abundance. Value is value. If you want the jackpot here, you want the jackpot here, you want the jackpot here, you want the jackpot here. Wherever the jackpot is, it's all in energy and it's all within your hands. Look at these two cards, by the way. Two cards showing hands. In this hand, we have a red pill and a blue pill. We have a choice, a decision, but there's still two hands. How many hands do you have? Now, some of you out there, I don't know, maybe you only have one hand, and if that's so, then I apologize. But most of us people, unless we had an arm amputated or we were born without an arm or you got an arm blown off or you're in a wreck or who knows what, most of us have two hands, right? And in those two hands are a decision. You can take the red pill or you can take the blue pill. Meaning you can take it. You're not being forced to take it. You have to choose. And in the movie The Matrix, Morpheus holds the pills out to Neo. And what does he say? He can't tell you what to do. He's like, I can't tell you what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. You can take the red pill and continue going down Allison's rabbit hole, or I forget how he says it in the movie. Continue to go down the rabbit hole. Or you can take the blue pill and you can wake up tomorrow and you'll never remember that any of this happened. The choice was in Neo's hands. The choice is in your hands. There's the Matrix. But this is also a choice too. Two hands. And in this is a big ball of energy, because everything is energy. This relationship that you want, the money that you want, whatever it is that you want, it's in your hands. So the first question, to wrap this up, to end this reading, what are you going to choose? You're going to choose the red pill or you're going to choose the blue pill? And this isn't about waking up from the Matrix. This is about a choice. Are you going to choose the red pill? You taking your power back. That's why this card is here. Taking your power back. Divine masculine power. This is the archetype of power, not passivity, power. The masculine goes to war. The masculine knows what he wants, knows what she wants, and goes and fucking gets it. It's you taking control. You're the Spartan. This is Sparta, right? 300, the movie 300. This is you knowing what you want. This is you taking hold of it because you made a choice. You took the red pill. This is you, the divine masculine, the Spartan. I can't make that decision for you. You have to make the decision. But if you tap into the divine masculine energy and you take control of your life, that's what this looks like. This is what it looks like to take control of your life. It means to take control of the energy. You are the creator. You're responsible. I have to take my power back. That's what that big ball of light was. It's power, energy, substance. You take your power back because it's always been there. It's always been yours. And when you do that, you get the doorway to value. Now, The last thing I'm going to say, two things. I lied. Two things I'm going to say before I end this reading. Some of you are entangled in this deception drama, whatever this is for you. And I'm not going to completely rehash it all and get back into it all here with whatever that was. You guys know what it is for you. Spirit is saying it's time to let it go. For those of you that are still entangled in it, you're still thinking about it, you're still involved in it, there's a person, whatever it is, however that energy is still pulling on you, or it's in your life, it's in your head, it's affecting you, you can't stop thinking about it, or that person's there, whatever the situation is, take your power back. That's the answer to everything in this reading. Take your power back. Take your power back. You're in a relationship with a liar, deceiver, betrayer, a friend, a family member, a coworker, a boss. Take your power back. What can you do? What options do you have? If you're not sure and you need help, find a counselor, find a life coach. Come talk to me. I'm a certified life coach and spiritual expert, and I can help you. If you need somebody, right, reach out to me. I'll help you navigate it. I'll help you think through possible outcomes or, potential scenarios. If you need to get a personal reading, find somebody who can give you a reading. Well, if I do this, what will happen? If I do that, what will happen? Whatever you need to help you find and take your power back, take your power back. Okay. And taking your power back means getting away from that energy, because if it's affecting your ability to be optimistic, it's affecting your ability to manifest. Let me say that again. If it's affecting your ability to be optimistic, then it's affecting your ability to manifest. And if it's affecting your ability to manifest, then you're being cock-blocked on the things you can manifest, and you're not going to get what you want because you're still entangled in this energy. And guess what happens when you're entangled with this energy? What are you going to get more of, right? We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. If this is the energy that you're in, then what are you going to attract more of? You're going to attract more of it. If you're in the drama and you're entangled with that energy, then you're just going to keep getting more of that energy and more of that drama. You have to remove yourself. You have to cut yourself away. You have to leave. You have to depart. You have to have boundaries. You have to, you have to purge. You have to detox, right? All different words for the same thing. You have to get out of whatever all this drama, this deception, and this shit is. If it's, especially if it's an external situation, a person or a relationship or something. Now, if it's within you, then the same still applies, but you just have to do it a different way, because obviously it's not a relationship, a job, a boss, a family or member or whatever. It's a mindset, right? You deceiving yourself, which means that you need to work on your mindset. You need to work on your patterns, your own behavior, your own thoughts, feelings, emotions, your own personal development, your own spiritual growth. Whatever it is, that's your responsibility to do, right? Now, I'm going to close out the reading with just 3 quick messages for those of you who've been wondering about financial situations. I'm going to just get a couple more cards here. I just felt led to do this, by the way. I don't really do a lot of career or money type stuff on my channel typically, but I'm feeling led to do so tonight. And I'm just going to read what's on the cards. I'm not going to get into a big breakdown because I don't feel like Spirit's telling me to do that. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, we got 4 cards. April, the 4th month, we got 4 cards. First one, influence. I'm going to read it. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. So this is about, some of you out there who maybe have been thinking about starting a channel, a podcast, doing your own YouTube, or just being a communicator, whatever that looks like for you, okay? So you can pause the video, you can read the card, or you can rewind it. whatever that needs. So some of you have a call. My mouth is getting dry. Some of you have a call or a purpose or a hobby or a gift in communication. And that's kind of what that card was saying. And Spirit's saying, hey, it's time. The world needs you. We need your gift. The next card is harmony. Okay. It's important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere in order for you to thrive. Working at home or for yourself is best. So yeah, for some of you, you're highly sensitive. You might be spiritual. Some of you might, want to think about starting your own business or working for yourself if you're not already. Some of this is just tying into this other energy as well. So it's just saying, hey, for those of you who've been feeling like maybe it's time to start something, or you've been unsure if it's time to start something, Spirit's saying it's time to start that something. The next card we have is gestures. You may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. Give deserved praise to others, and you will receive recognition too. So yeah, it's just saying, hey, for some of you, if somebody needs help and you can help them, then do so, and it'll come back to you. If you need help, then don't be afraid to ask for help. And then when you find yourself in a better place where you can pay it forward, then pay it forward to somebody else. And then obviously, give other people credit for things and recognize and appreciate and acknowledge the good that other people do, and you will be acknowledged for the good that you do, right? So essentially the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? Okay, we have frozen. There may be a hiring freeze or no new work right now. Being aloof can leave you out in the cold. A warm follow-up gets you in the door. So for some of you who are looking for new work or have been having problems finding new work, I feel that might be a message for you. Okay. So this was a lot, guys. And I actually thought I was going to get into more, but like I said, I'm kind of easing myself back into the tarot world, into the online readings. Tonight was completely off the cuff. I had no clue what I was going to do. Usually I kind of think through the types of readings I'm going to do. Tonight was just completely off the cuff. I just felt like I needed to do something. The energy was there for it. And so I just hit record and here we go. Flying by the seat of my pants tonight. And I'm okay with that. So hopefully there was something in this reading for you guys, for this Mercury retrograde for the next 30 days. Stay tuned. I am going to, get back to doing, love readings, past person readings, future person readings, and twin flame readings. And then I have some other ideas for things as well. But again, they're going to be a little different. They're not going to be just predictive. This is what's going to happen, fortune telling. I'm really going to focus a lot on what we need to do to ensure that we get a certain result, right? Like, what do I need to do to get the love that I want? Forget about what's happened or what's not going to happen. Forget about all this other stuff. What do I need to do to get what I want? Whatever that is, right? That's kind of the focus that I have moving forward. Is clear, actionable advice, actionable steps that we can take as people that make sense, practical steps that we can take, how to utilize the energy of, the astrological influences, our daily influences, and our own choices. How can we leverage all the energy available to us, channel it and focus it to get what we want in life? That's what I'm about. And that's how my readings will be going forward. Okay. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, I greatly appreciate it if you click the like, share, and subscribe button. And just let me know what you guys think. And, if you guys are digging it, then that'll let me know I'm on the right path, on the right track, and I need to keep doing it. And if not, then, well, I'll go find something else to do with my time, I guess, but I appreciate you all. And it feels good to be back doing some readings. I also, just a quick last minute announcement as well, I will be doing live readings again. For a lot of those of you guys out there that I know a little bit more personally through the past doing live readings, I will be doing live readings again. So hopefully those of you who out there that are, we've connected before, I look forward to seeing you guys again as well. I apologize for my absence, but again, I needed to figure this thing out and figure out how to do it the way that I wanted to do it for it to be worth my time, especially after losing, all the work I did before. It was a little deflating, I'm not going to lie. But I will be doing live readings, so keep an eye out for that. So, we're just getting started here in the year. I know it's April, but we still got, another 8 months to go, even though it seems like it's going fast. But we'll see you guys very soon. I love all of you guys, and see you guys soon. Love and light.